Oh, finally, we are here. Episode 239 is finally about to begin. A lot of things were out this week, starting with our signal, but that has returned. Well, Lamar Jackson is sitting out this week. The Nets and Kyrie are falling out this week. Durant is saying he won't out. Steve Kerr speaks out. My boy Trey Young cashed out. Colin Kaepernick worked out. Josh Donaldson and Tim Anderson, they battled it out, and the Warriors eventually won out. Oh, yeah, and the Lakers hired a ham sandwich, too. That, we also going to recap the NBA Conference Finals, my Braves report, and will Finals MVP complete Steph Curry's career? I'm talking so fast because I don't know how this season going to last, okay? So let's hurry up and get this episode started, all right? Episode 239, Rev. Shelby, your boy Red, even Coach might make an appearance, but we starting right now.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode in the late edition of the Red and Red Sports Show, episode 239. Red, Coach, and the Sports Bae, who finally has come back to grace us with her appearance, are coming to you live from the ATL Charlotte. As I come to you from the Keystone State of Pennsylvania, giving you real sports talk because we are real sports fans. Who are real sports athletes who have what, everybody? Real
sports knowledge.
So hang out with the Sports Bae, Red, and Coach once he gets himself together for episode 239 of the Red and Rev Sports Show. And as is our custom, we're going to bowl down Coach's alley right now as he gives us something or someone that deals with number 239. What do you have for us, Coach?
Number 239 goes to a young man who plays for the Los Angeles Lakers. He wears number 39. He's a two-time blocks champion, and his name is Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard, ATL's own from soccer. Dwight Howard, there's debate that he'll be a Hall of Fame or not, but I think he will be a Hall of Fame, especially with his defensive prowess.
Yeah, he can be top 75 and take 80 plays.
Tracy McGrady made it. Anybody can make it. So
no diggity, no doubt. The Sports Bae, what's going on? Thank you with your presence.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Well, I've been busy.
All right.
I've been busy.
All right.
We had prom season, SAT, ACT. My daughter got a job. We've been busy.
Just be real, Sports Bae. You've been celebrating that UGA championship, haven't you?
Every weekend.
Yeah, I know. Exactly.
All right. Well, good deal. Glad to have you. Glad you were able to join us. And you wanted to join us on today. The VP is slamming down the gavel of another fire session of the Red and Red Sports Show. So the VP says, even if it's late, I'm still going to slam down the gavel. Brother Bill Brew, what's up, Lance? Good morning, afternoon. Just dropping in for a moment. Going back to enjoy his mini vacay. I guess he got his bae with him. Do that, brother. Don't let us get in the way. Vincent Woodruff in Williamsburg, Pennsylvania, said his reception is awful. Not sure how much I'll be able to respond. Well, you're responding well enough, brother. So we're glad to have you. And Dante Armstrong is with us. He says, no debate. Howard a Hall of Fame. He should have been in over Davis and Lillard and more. I'm sure that could spark up a great sports debate, but we won't do it on today since we're already late. Here we go. Let's jump right into it. Dope, nope, and cope. I'm going to start with Red. What is your dope moment for today? What you got, Red?
Okay, let me bring them up. But I think I remember my dope moment. Charlie Morton pitched his 300th game for the Braves this week. His 300th game for the Braves, the same team he pitched his first game from. Charlie Morton, wagon circled all around his major league career. He done been to team after team, won a ring with the Astros, made it back to the Braves, won another ring with my Braves. And once again, Charlie Morton, you earned this congratulations by me. I didn't think you make it the way your career started off for us, but 300 starts, Charlie Morton, that's dope, man.
Oh, What you got for us for the dope moment, Sports Babe?
My dope moment is that I'm so glad Deshaun Watson did not come to Atlanta. He makes poor personal decisions. We've already had a quarterback that made personal decisions that were not favorable to him, and I don't know that we would have recovered from another one. I am so glad that trade did not go through. He is a liability and a sexual harassment lawsuit just waiting to happen, and I'm so glad he's not in our red and black. That would have been horrible.
Oh my goodness. I don't know what to play behind that. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Coach, what are you doping on?
My dope moment is for Michael Harris II, who got called up to the Braves in place of the young man who was down there. He wasn't hitting, he was over 32, but Michael Harris is going to get his chance to play for the big boys tonight. Hopefully he does well, and I'll be wishing him good luck.
All right, man.
Red, you got your family on the team now?
The kid is not my son.
I was like, wow.
I can't wait to see that boy, man. That means we done. We ain't got no more hot prospects in our system. He was our last one.
Yeah, I hope he sticks for a while because I would definitely get that jersey with that name on the back of it. No,
I get what's happened to Drew Waters.
I don't know. But nevertheless, I'm doping on one Jimmy Butler. After everybody left the Heat for dead, that joker stepped up big time, had a game for the ages, dropped 47 points, 4 for 8 from the three-point line, 8 assists, 9 rebounds. I know Maurice Thrower is on cloud, Heat 9. So big ups to Jimmy Butler extending the Heat's season at least for one more game. Winning. All right, Sports Bay, what are you noping on?
The NFL. I don't know because it's been kept very quiet that the NFL took $7.5 million from each team to help pay for the Rams' move to LA. The Rams owner was supposed to pay it, and he said, no, I thought I was only going to pay legal fees. I didn't say I was going to pay the settlement to St. Louis. So $7.5 million of the Falcons' money and all the other 31 teams has been taken to pay the settlement to St. Louis, and they don't know if they're going to get their money back because the owner is like, sorry. Wow. I guess you can put them in collections, but I don't know how you do collections for $200-something million.
Yeah, that was the one I heard that yesterday. We need that 7.5, man.
We need all the money we can get.
God.
I am noping on the Braves relief pitching, especially the closers. It is absolutely horrific with Will Smith and the dude who came from the Los Angeles Dodgers. I'm not even calling his name because he has been horrible. And it seems like the games have to be extended because we have no closer right now on our team. So I'm noping on the Braves bullpen. And hopefully they can get their act together, or brother Double A might need to go search for somebody who's a bit more consistent. No! I skipped Coach. Or Coach, my bad. What are you noping on?
My note moment goes to Stephen A. Smith, who said there was no way that Boston and Miami would play in Miami again. And he was wrong as Miami did what they had to do. So, Stephen A., you got that one wrong this time. Talking about you never go back to Miami again, but you're on that flight, sir.
All right. Epic fail. And Red, what are you noping
on? I'm noping on Kent Bazemore, talking about he regrets joining the Lakers, wishing he had joined the Warriors. Dude, I don't think the Warriors are missing you at all, Kent Bazemore. And as far as the Lakers, thank you for talking yourself right up out of my team, man. And don't come back to my Hawks neither, okay? Go where you need to go, where I told you to go 2 years ago. Down in New York, it's a street called Broadway. That's where you belong, Joker. You don't belong in the NBA, okay? So Kent Bazemore, nope to you regret joining my Lakers, and nope to you thinking that the Warriors needed you anyway. And the Warriors don't want you. The Lakers don't need you, okay? And the Hawks regret signing you, paying you $70 million. Please go away, Kent Bazemore, and keep your thoughts to yourself.
All right.
You have got to be kidding.
Coach, what are you coping on, sir?
My cold moment is for the young man overseas that's playing soccer who has been the target of racial threats, and he continues to play. I forgot his name, but he's still trying to play, and it's amazing that people are still going racial with soccer for whatever reason. He should be playing one of their best players, and he got to cope with that. So that's my cold moment.
I'm coping on the fact that yesterday gave me the reality that basketball season is just about over. And I'm going to be missing my basketball fix real soon as we're looking at the NBA Finals coming and about to go in about 2 weeks. So I want to thank the Boston Celtics for losing to at least give us another night of basketball. So we only have to wait 4 more days for more basketball rather than an entire week. So thank you, Boston Celtics, but I'm coping with the fact that basketball season is about to be over. All right. Redrick, what do you got?
I'm coping with ESPN and this continual notion that they think they have to bring Pat Bev back every week. Okay, you bought him 1 week. Maybe he had a little spark, but please, are you going to bring him back every week now? Am I going to have to sit here and listen to this low self-esteem, very hard on the eyes looking? Yeah. But anyway, I'm coping with ESPN bringing Pat Bev back. I don't want to hear him. I don't want to look at him. Please, ESPN, don't get into the Pat Bev sweepstakes. I know you thought he added a spark last week, but no, because all you're going to do is have folks trying to get on the show to tell them how he really feels, and eventually it's going to be some type of disaster happening. You already had him and Kendrick Perkins get into it this week. It's eventually going to be somebody else, and it's going to keep turning over and over to everybody come on the show and get their Pat Bev snap on. So just save us all the trouble. Please let Pat Bev go on his way and deal with his Iranian girlfriend. Okay, I'm done.
All right, Sports Bay, and what are you coping on to close us out?
I'm coping on golf without Tiger Woods. Let's be honest. Without Tiger Woods, do any of us watch golf? Not at all. And I think the PGA Tour knows that. They knows that their ticket sales are going to go down. Golf club sales are going to go down. Everything involved in golf. And with his injury, he needs to sit down. He needs to sit down and heal completely. That was a catastrophic injury that he sustained, and I'm not sure why he's trying to come back. It's okay for him to heal and heal completely, but we have to cope with the fact that golf is just going to be boring now because nobody else is watching it. Sorry.
Ah, boy.
Game over, man. Game over.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, y'all. Another golf tournament? Oof.
Yeah.
But I do think
Asia's gonna be sleeping on them too.
I think the players though want him to continue to go on because that increases their purses.
Oh yeah,
it does.
So a broke down Tiger Woods is better than no Tiger Woods for those persons on the PGA Tour. It's just bad for the fans to see him in the status that he is now, especially when we remember when all of us were a little younger, how he just took golf by storm, you know, and it's just sad. It's almost like a fallen hero is just like just hanging on to one last thread. It's just sickening. It's just sad. And I wish he really would just do us a favor and just retire.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
He's done what he needed to do for the game of golf, but there will never be another Tiger Woods. And you're not going to see as many black people playing golf anymore. I mean, you've gotten some young kids and excited about golf and all of that, but I'm not watching the PGA Tour without Tiger Woods, especially on a Sunday. I'm just not watching it.
Well, I think actually he's done enough because guess what? More older black men are playing golf.
They are.
So eventually that's going to trickle down to kids playing golf in some degree. And I think at some point we may have some 2.0 versions of Tiger Woods that may be birthed at some point. Maybe not anytime soon, but with more black folk playing golf, because really that's the game for preachers. Like every big conference I go to that deals with pastors and so forth, they start off the conference with the pastors golf tournament. That's how big it's getting, and it's getting so big.
All of the fraternities now have huge golf tournaments, and that's thanks to Tiger Woods.
Yeah,
I just don't want to see him. I don't want to see this version, this hurt version. I don't want to see that, because that just kind of breaks my heart.
I totally agree. While I will say that his mark on the game and his ability to transcend the game will be everlasting, because we even see in the community in Southwest Atlanta, John A. White Park used to be a baseball field.
Yeah.
Now it's a driving range and golf course.
Mm-hmm. And when you go past the driving range on Cascade, it is full.
It's full.
Every Saturday, every Sunday, and now the school is out, I'm sure it'll be full all week.
Yep.
And that's Tiger Woods' legacy. So I'd hate to see him broken down and not being able to finish, because it's not the Tiger that we know and love. And I think we're just going to cope with him not being there.
Yeah.
Last week was horrible. I told him ESPN got any type of show he want to do. ESPN got you, Tiger. If you want to stay in the game of golf, all you got to do is say the word. They'll take that little short dude with the big beard off of ESPN. They'll put you on in his place. You can have the Tiger Golf Hour. Every time it's a major, you're going to be the top analyst. Tiger, trust us. Go on, time for you to be a broadcaster now. We don't, like Shelby said, we don't want to see this broken down, Tiger. We're going to remember you as the great golfer that you were. Now, head on over to ESPN and become a broadcaster.
All right, let's see if we got any.
Or CBS.
Let's see if we got any comments from Revenite Nation. Does the 7.5 come from the owners, or does it affect each team's cap?
I'm not sure, but I know it comes out of their budget.
No,
so I'm not sure
out the owner's pocket.
Yeah, what line item that is.
All right, so in essence, y'all are saying it's not coming from the salary cap.
Don't think so.
It's not gonna come from the salary cap.
All right, cool. Sister Dana Brickers, hello. And
Miss Brickers in the house.
Armani wanted to be on Revenite Nation as opposed to on the show. We got you, Armani. Got you, man. All right. We know that Revenite Nation is a little light right now. People have things to do, and also we came on a little late, so it's all good. All right, real quickly, let's just do a little fair foul to just go through some of these topics. I'm going to ask the panel to keep it to 1 minute. This is going to be a modified version of I Got Five on it without the music. So I'm going to give you 1 minute. It's going to be quick takes, and let's move forward. All right. Fair or foul, the Raiders giving Colin Kaepernick a workout. Go with it, Red. 1 minute. You're on it.
Okay. Well, I guess it's fair. I mean, you can work out anybody you want to. Anybody you think you can give anybody the opportunity you want to. I mean, but I mean, it took them this long to give them a workout. The Raiders could have worked them out years ago. I mean, why now? I mean, but if they're not going to be serious about signing him, you know what I'm saying? If they're not going to be serious about signing him, then the workout eventually will become foul, because it wasn't that serious to begin with. But I mean, he's getting a fair opportunity.
All right, Sports Bay, what you got?
I have to, darn it, agree with Red. It's fair. You're giving him a chance, but at the same time, how can I say this? I'm kind of tired of Colin Kaepernick. Like, dude, thank you for for kneeling and stepping up for rights of Black people in Black and brown. Completely agree with that stance. But at the same time, can you just become maybe a social justice advocate? Because I feel like maybe football has passed you by, and it's okay to say that. It's okay to say, you know what? I'm just going to be a social justice advocate now, and I'm not going to play football anymore because I'm tired of it.
10 seconds.
I'm tired of the back and forth. It's fair, but come on, Cap. Come on.
Coach, fair or foul, Colin Kaepernick works out with the Raiders.
Fair, because if Blaine Gabbert and Nathan Peterman can put me in the NFL, he can too. Fair.
All right. Sports Bay. Is it fair or foul that the Nets are falling out with Kyrie Irving?
They should have fell out with him when he didn't get the vaccination. This is too little, too late. He couldn't play, but he still got a check. If I don't go to work, I don't get a check. So no, that's foul. But you should have fell out with him. He should be gone. He should have been gone before when he could not play. This is ridiculous. You should have cut him a long time ago.
All right, Coach, fair or foul? Nets fall out with Kyrie Irving.
Fair. Kyrie still thinks the earth is flat. He still thinks he's the greatest guard in history. Somebody fooled him. And his performance in the playoffs was not up to par. So it's fair. They don't need to pay him that no big contract. Why? Waste of money.
Red, fair or foul? Nets fall out with Kyrie.
It definitely foul, and it's foul how Coach took my point too. You know I was gonna bring up the flat earth stuff either way. But yeah, definitely foul. Like Shelby said, I don't know what took him so long. It should have been fell out. The vaccine issue, all of the issues. Not surprised.
Time out, Red. You're saying
I think you mean fair.
I think you mean fair. The question.
No, foul because it's taking them this long to fall out with him. You know what I'm saying? He should have been fell out with him.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's foul that they falling out now. I'm saying, like Shelby said, they should have been fell out with him. I mean, now they ain't got no choice because, of course, they don't want to give him a long-term contract. People are done believing in this guy. Nobody finna sign this dude to no big-time $200 million contract. Now they have to make a decision now. But guess what? Now their decision is going to cost them Durant, and it's going to cost them all the championship aspirations they had because they finna break this team up. You gave it a shot, Nets, and you failed.
On to the next one. Fair or foul? Durant out of Brooklyn. Coach, fair or foul?
Foul. You left and went. You got with them. Stay with them. Don't try to leave now that things are getting bad. Stay with them.
All right. Sports Bay. I'm sorry, Red. Fair or foul?
I think I'm with Coach on this one. It's kind of foul, even though I understand why you're doing this foul. Yeah, dude, you went over there. Nobody told you to go over there. You signed a deal. Now when things going bad, yeah, you want to leave because your boy Kyrie leaving, and I guess you want to go too. But you gonna come off like a bad leader. Like you can't do things on your own. Like you can't lead a team anywhere. So yeah, it's gonna be a foul look on Durant. It's definitely foul.
Sports Bay, fair or foul? Durant wants out of Brooklyn.
I'm gonna have to agree with my co-host. It's foul. Again, you left a winning team you made that decision. Did nobody push you out? Nobody said, hey, can you leave? Nothing. That was your choice. You've made a choice. Now you need to stick with your choice. No, stay there. Stay there and be the losers that you have been. You tried to build a super team, it didn't work. I'm done. Stay there.
All right. And do you think this motivation, real quickly, short takes, do you think this motivation is because of how the Warriors have advanced without him? Quick take.
Absolutely.
So if Shelby wanted to go even without me calling on somebody, so go ahead, Shelby.
Absolutely. He is feeling, right now you should be embarrassed because it was reported that you led the team. When you're with the Warriors, it was because of you that they won. And now they win it without you. So now we know, bro, it wasn't you. It wasn't you. You were just a added person, another person on the team.
All right, Red, go ahead.
Piggyback on what Shelby said, you were nothing but a glorified enforcer. You were a paid enforcer. You were like the Jason Morgan of the NBA partner, okay? That team was Steph's team. General Hospital reference, Shelby, sorry. That team was
it threw me off.
That team is Steph Curry team. It always was and always will be. Like we said, you went to Brooklyn because you wanted to make a team for yourself. You failed. Now you're looking stupid. And all I got to say to that is, hey, light skin crew, baby. We didn't need you. Never did need you. We still winning without you. Bye.
Sour grapes, Coach. That's why he started talking. Coach Thomas.
What'd you say?
Sour grapes. Is that the reason why Kevin Durant's down 1-0?
It could be. He thought he could go and make a team by himself and Now he see that he doesn't have the pieces there in Golden. I mean, not Golden State, in Brooklyn. So now he wants to get out of there, but he can't go back to Golden State. That's for sure.
Andrew Wiggins got his spot.
So does this Golden State success diminish the 2 championships that he won in Golden State?
Once we win that title this year, and Steph get that Finals MVP, let's just say I'm gonna have some things to say about that.
I don't think it diminishes because he's still a champion. Let's be clear. If the goal is to win a championship, then he's still a champion. So you can't take that away from it. But it does show that he was a piece of a puzzle, and now they found another piece.
Coach?
He got replaced with Andrew Wiggins.
Sorry. You got something to add, Coach?
Nope. He won those titles legit. He was legit champion when he won. So hey, he doesn't lose any points by this. He's still a champion. So even though he did the worst move in NBA history, but hey, who's counting?
He's still a champion, but in my mind, it diminishes the magnitude. Let me just say the magnitude of the championships, because if Golden State wins again, they won with him, without him before him, won without him after him. And that shows that it was more about Golden State and Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond Green, since they're the 3 constants that were on the team before Durant, during Durant, and after Durant, rather than Kevin Durant being this juggernaut. Now, the one thing that he'll probably get credit for is the fact that those 3 wanted him to overcome LeBron, and that actually allows LeBron's light to shine a little bit better because they needed Kevin Durant in order to overcome LeBron. It is what it is, Red.
Just had to bring him in this thing.
But that's his purpose. That was his purpose in Golden State at the end of the day, to overthrow LeBron.
That was the really. I'm not so sure we would have defeated LeBron without him on the team. So yeah, we needed him. I'm glad. Thank you, Durant, because we needed you to defeat the Queen. But now we ain't got to worry about the Queen no more. Well, the Warriors don't have to worry about the Queen. I still got to worry about him because he played for my team. So.
Oh my gosh, did we have to talk about the Lakers? They are not even in the playoffs.
Hey,
we got a Lakers subject coming up, but sweetie, we ain't talked about the ham sandwich yet.
All right, Reverend Knight Nation wanted to chime in real quickly. Sister Brick has said it's absolutely fair. He's a bit narcissistic, in my opinion. He's not that dude. I think she was referring to one Kyrie Irving. We have some more comments real quickly. Definitely foul for Durant. Alexis said, Anthony Moss, majority of people already look at KD that way just off the fact he went to Golden State Warriors. Alexis Hill says, I guess he doesn't see a future with him and Kyrie. The light.
Nobody did.
Sister Brickers, that is facts, and I'm one of those individuals. He's a champion, but definitely not a leader. That's a good point. That's a good point of distinction. KD carried his weight and then some. He was the Finals MVP when he was there, but Golden State is Golden State. And Dante says, my thing is Durant wants out. If the Nets don't sign Kyrie, whose fault is that? Kyrie's. Why is Durant mad at a business decision that Kyrie literally gave them almost no choice but to make? That's Nets downfall was literally Irving's fault, so the team should trade him. KD is a glorified Robin. He should be good with that. Not everyone could do Batman things, which is true. And I think Dante brings up a good point of why Durant is mad and why Durant will want out. But it also shows that Durant wants to go out because of the Nets wanting to sign or not re-sign Kyrie. Then that shows he just has poor mental faculties. He is too loyal to a fault. He has poor decisions, and that goes back, makes poor decisions. And that goes back to what Sister Brick has just said in terms of he's not a leader, because a good leader would know Kyrie Irving is a cancer. Talented ball player, one of the greatest offensive players we've seen in the game's history, but he is toxic. Look at one Boston Celtics. When he was on the team, got hurt, They went to the Eastern Conference Finals. Now that he's no longer on the team and the core players are still the same, Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, they're in the Eastern Conference Finals, one game away, if they don't choke it away, of going to the NBA Finals. So that should show you in a nutshell that Kyrie is poison, poison, poison. All right, Kelly, Nicole, what's going on? Thanks for stopping through. Busy Saturday. It must be busy for everybody, but we're so glad that you stopped in. Let's get ready to move forward. Pause.
I just want to end it by saying this. Shelby, you'll understand this. Kevin Durant is the type of guy. He was a former TV actor. He did a hit movie, won a couple of Oscars. Thought he was the mess. Did some more movies. They tanked, and now he got to go back to TV. That's what Kevin Durant is.
All right.
That's a good TV reference.
I don't know how I'm feeling with this Shelby and Red Love today. I just don't know how I'm feeling about it. I'm used to y'all being adversarial.
To be fair, he's making good points. Clearly, his dealer was on speed dial for this particular show.
All right. Let's go real quick.
She gonna snap on me eventually.
Let's
just
go.
Give it time, real.
Move forward. We got to close out first half. We got to deal with Steve Kerr speaking out real quickly. We know that Steve Kerr gave a very, very, very passionate statement the other day after his team lost game 4, to the Mavericks. He said, I'm not talking about basketball. I'm talking about what took place in Texas and Buffalo about these mass shootings. And he called the U.S. Senate out, basically implying that they are the reason why these mass shootings continue to occur, because they have failed to bring forth legislation that was passed a year ago by the U.S. House on the floor in the U.S. Senate. So what are your thoughts about Steve Kerr speaking out and calling out the U.S. Senate? I'll start with you, Sports Bay. What you got?
Just a little history on Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr was actually born in Beirut, and his father was assassinated when he was 18 by a terrorist. So he knows gun violence very, very well. He lived in Lebanon for a long time. He knows the gun violence firsthand. And he needed to speak out. He needed to call everybody out. And he's not the only person that's calling people out, but I appreciate him doing that. He's called people out on multiple occasions. Black Lives Matter, mass shooting, racial injustice. I mean, it's just been, Steve Kerr has just been a voice for sometimes the voiceless. And this time, I think it hit so hard because we're almost 10 years away from Newtown, Connecticut. Yeah. And Rev, I think I said it on your page, if the death of first graders didn't move the needle, the death of Hispanic children, fourth graders, not going to do anything either. The NRA is still having their conference 300 miles away from the site of a mass shooting. They're still there today, this weekend. They don't care. There is no reason. Listen, I've had a gun. I have owned a gun. I owned a 22 and a 9mm. I'm a single woman in Atlanta. Have to do what I have to do. But there is no reason that any person in America needs a assault weapon, a military grade assault weapon. That's the only thing we're trying to regulate. Nobody's trying to take away the Second Amendment. And so I think I appreciate what Steve Kerr said. I think it was really ugly that I didn't hear anybody else saying it. And like Steve Kerr, I'm sick of the thoughts and prayers. I'm sick of the moments of silence. I'm sending condolences. We're just tired of it. And I think America is just tired of it.
Red, jump in.
I second everything Shelby say. Steve Kerr really has been a voice of a lot of voiceless people for years now. He speaks up on a lot of tough and taboo topics in society. So I have nothing but respect for Steve Kerr. And the way he uses his platform. I wish other coaches and other players would use their platforms as intelligently and as boisterous as Steve Kerr would use his platform. If we had more coaches and more players using their platforms to get intelligent thoughts and words that need to be said out, then I think change eventually will happen at a more quicker pace than is happening now. I mean, when powerful people speak out, folks listen. When Steve Kerr speaks out, people gonna listen. And I like I say, even when LeBron speaks out, people gonna listen. So I applaud Steve Kerr for continuing to voice his displeasure at the way Congress is handling things. I applaud Steve Kerr for being the advocate of social justice that he is. And all you can do is just, like you say, I hate guns. I'm not really a fan of guns. I know it's kind of ironic being that I love a lot of action and violent movies and a violent entertainment, but this is real life we're talking about. In real life, I'm just not a fan of guns. So I completely, and I did hear about Steve Kerr's father, Shelby, so I completely understand where he's coming from. And like I say, I mean, I sympathize with him and his family. And I sympathize with all the families who are victims of gun violence. Like I say, I'm just not a fan of guns. But I understand why we have our Second Amendment, because the people do need the right to protect themselves. That's just how it is. We live in America. You need to have the right to protect yourself. So, but as far as the assault rifles, the AK-47s, the fact that an 18-year-old kid could buy, the fact that we can buy weapons so easily in this country. I mean, it's a lot of things that take time and that are difficult to process in this country. But the fact that we can buy weapons so easily, that's the easy process. But other processes, it takes time and signatures and all that to go through. But weapons, we can buy that easily. No, that's a real problem in this country. Real issues. And that problem has to be dealt with by Congress and the people that are making the decision. You should not be able to become 18 and to go online and buy 2 assault rifles, just weapons like that, at that easy of a pace. I'm sorry. You should not be able to buy guns that easy. So until things are done, until changes are made, I hate to say it, but I just don't see how we gonna hone this in, how we gonna keep things like this from happening, because people gonna keep buying guns, and you don't know how. We got lots of crazy people in this country, and I applaud the government for trying to do everything they can to prevent these type of attacks, but you can't prevent everything. We need to start at the top, and that's making the purchase of guns in this country as tough as can be. If you're not in a position to buy guns, if you're not qualified to purchase a gun, you don't need a gun. So,
well, then that just picking back off toward the latter part of your statement, I think you got to dismiss what you just said in terms of government has done everything they can do to prevent these things from happening. They haven't. That's part of the reason what Steve Kerr was saying in terms of the U.S. Senate not doing what they need to do to pass tougher gun legislation. You're on point talking about how easy it is to buy a weapon, and that's part of the problem. And all the Republicans do, because they're funded, a lot of their campaigns are funded by the NRA, is they blame these type of situations on mental health. That's how they try to dismiss the conversation. It's not the guns, it's the person who got access to the gun who had mental health issues. So that's their buffer to try to dismiss the fact of what is real, that tougher gun legislation needs to be put in place so that, as Shelby said, these rifles are not on these American streets. You all have said enough. I appreciate your commentary. We're going to just pause right there. Let's have halftime, and then we'll come back with some Braves talk. We'll come back talking about the NBA playoffs. So, all right, we've given you an abbreviated version of the first half of the Red Red Sports Show. Hopefully y'all enjoy it. We'll be right back. And we are back. Hopefully, Red will be back in just a minute in his seated position, which I think he is. And Coach, are you joining us?
Who was eating some potato chips at break time?
Huh?
Who was eating potato chips at break?
Oh, I had
halftime.
I haven't eaten at all today, man. So I need something in the system. I've only survived off gummy vitamins today. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess it was the other person then who's crunching, I heard.
And listen, if you ever come to Pennsylvania, especially in Chester County near Philadelphia, you need to get Herr's chips, HERR apostrophe S. Those are some of the best potato chips in God's green earth. Trust me on it. Sour cream and onion and the honey barbecue are my favorite. I have not eaten this many potato chips in my life since I moved to Pennsylvania. Y'all pray for me because cheesesteaks and the potato chips have really been my food vice since I moved to Pennsylvania. All right.
Real, you eating a lot of munchy foods, man. Potato chips.
Hey man, I'm telling you, man, these Herr's chips will bless your life, man.
Oh, now you're doing it. Shelby, you see that?
They did a whole advertisement.
Really? Did they hire you for their advertising?
I'm a potato chip witness. I am a potato chip witness, my Lord.
Shelby, you don't turn into one of them girls on The Price is Right.
No doubt. Coach, are you going to join us, man, or what?
Where is Coach at?
Let's see. He's driving his car. Let's see. Let's get a Herr's, although I haven't had chips since March 1st. Yeah, Sister Brickens is in Coatesville, so she knows what I'm talking about.
Okay, right. Sister Brickens.
You driving or are you going to join us? What's the deal, man?
I'm parked right now.
Are you joining the show?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, sir. Let's move on, man. We on this show now. Let's roll. Let's get it done. Here we go. All right. We're going to move on to Red's Braves report. What you got for us, Red, in terms of the Braves? Talk to us.
Well, Braves, we had a okay week. It was up and down. I understand definitely what you were talking about, the bullpen this week. Let's see. We had a full week this week. 4 games with the Phillies and 1 with the Marlins. I think we split with the Phillies, so I guess we went 3-2 this week. That's right, 3-2. And the 2 we lost definitely were bullpen issues, like Red was saying. Kelly Jansen is really killing Jansen, but I call him Kelly because he was pitching like Kelly earlier this week. I mean, dude, give up a 2-run home run in the bottom of a 9th and sent us the extra innings after we had just tied the game. And then we go ahead and lose that game. That was against the Phillies. I think it was the rubber game against the Phillies. Man, Kelly, come on now. We just can't win 3 games in a row. What? Last year with the Braves, we couldn't get over 500. It took us a doggone August. It was up and down, up and down. This year, we just can't win 3 games in a row. It's always these little minor issues with the Braves early in the season. Now, eventually, we're going to have a 3-game winning streak. I'm just trying to say, man, it's just so frustrating because every time I think we picking it back up and we finna go on a run, like you say, a bullpen game happened or a game happened, we can't score no runs. So the Braves, you just got to get a little bit more consistent. I see you picking it up a little bit, but just got to get a little bit more consistent. How about have a undefeated week? Or how about we have an opponent where we sweep the series? Just give me that, Braves, and I'll be happy. Ron Acuna Jr., you were in and out of the lineup this week, but you came back last night and had a big pickup for us. So I like that. But the Braves, you need to get that health under control because if you're not 100% healthy, I don't like the Braves having you in and out the lineup. Just get healthy first, and then you can get in and stay in. 7.5 back behind the Mets right now, 22 and 24, I think. But we right there. We kind of like doing what we did last year, just inconsistent through the months, April, May, and June. And as soon as July and August will get here, I'm sure the consistency will pick up. But I think we okay right now. And we all right right now. We good. I'm not going to worry.
Rev, you're on mute.
Rev, you're on mute. Them chips.
eating my chips, so that's why I was on mute.
Yeah.
Ronald Acuna, I think that's going to be something that he's going to be played with all year long because
I think so too.
he plays so hard.
Yeah.
And I think he's overtaxing his body because he only knows one way to play, and that's hard. So therefore, he's going to be sore quite a bit. So I think that's just going to be par for the course coming in and out of the lineup. And that's why I hope this kid, Michael Harris, is the real deal in the outfield because it seems like we need him. We need another bat. You know, I like the job that the other black kid, what's his name, was doing for a minute.
Travis Demeritte.
Yeah, he's a role player. He's not an everyday player. He's a
I agree.
You know,
Then maybe somebody come off the bench or something, like a Guillermo Heredia.
Yeah, a Camargo or somebody like that. Yeah. That's his role, but he should not be playing every day. Coach, real quickly, I'm gonna come over to you. Tell us a little bit about Michael Harris. Not about me, but the kid, Michael Harris. All right.
Well, he started way back. Like I said, I knew his daddy when his daddy played against me at Alcorn. I was playing in Mississippi Valley, and we became buddies. And his son came up through Henry County. He was I think Henry County Player of the Year before he graduated from high school, and he got signed. And I mean, he got speed. He has a good arm, a strong arm, and he hits well. So, like I said, it's gonna be a learning curve for the young man. He comes in and does what he needs to do to stay up. Hopefully he can stay up the rest of the year if possible and give them another bat and another outfielder. I'm sure he'll do well. Every time I've seen him, he's played well. So, hey, good luck to the young man.
Coach, give us somebody who Michael Harris might resemble. Give us somebody, like what kind of player is he? Give us somebody who's played the game or is playing the game that Michael Harris's game models out.
He could probably, I don't know about home run wise, but hit wise, he could be a Mookie Betts. Strong arm, good fielder. He could be a Mookie Betts if he stays up. He got work to do. You know, like I said, just coming up. He has the arm. I've seen him throw people out before. And like I said, he has the bat. Home run wise, I don't know. He's not a home run hitter, but he hits the ball well. So I go Mookie Betts.
Wow. So do you see him being an everyday player and also a part of the Braves' future?
I don't know about this year, but I know he's going to be part of the future. That's for sure. I know he's going to be part of the future. Right now, he already hitting better than his daddy. I hope his daddy ain't watching, but he hit better than his daddy. And his daddy was a heck of a player. But so, yeah, I see nothing but good things for the young man. I hope he doesn't, stay injury-free. And he should be able to stay up there, because remember, Rosario was out until probably, just like that, probably August. So they're going to need another arm and another body to play. And I hate it for the young man, Demeritte. He actually went at one point 0 for 35. So he had his chance, and I hope that doesn't fall on Michael Harris II.
And
34. He stopped it right there at 35, Coach.
Yeah. Coach, I think it's kind of clear that he can hit better than his daddy because his daddy played at Alcorn. He's playing for the Atlanta Braves.
No, that don't mean.
Wow.
I think his home run. I think he got some good home run power too, Coach, because he been improving his home run power in the farm system and shit. So I think what I'm hearing. Last thing I heard, he's a 5'2" player. So I think this kid can do it all. I mean, I've never seen a kid just rise this far as like Major League Baseball prospects, the way this kid has rise up so fast that now he's already up on the main team now.
Well, now wait a minute.
Got there last year.
Wait a minute. Didn't Jeff Francoeur rise that fast?
Oh yeah.
Ronald Acuna did too, didn't he?
So let's just temper the expectations, okay? Because Jeff Francoeur is now in the broadcast.
And then there's another one too that we forgot.
Actually, one of the best ones too.
Homegrown. That's
who is that?
Some serious trash now. Jason Hayward.
Jason Hayward.
Oh Lord.
So I think we should maybe temper expectations.
Yeah.
Let's hope for the best. Expect the worst. Because again, Jeff Francoeur, where did he go? Parkview, Brookwood, one of those like
Parkview.
great schools. We brought him in. He did absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So I think we just maybe ought to wait.
I'm a follow the Sports Bay advice and temper my emotions, even though I'm hoping he has a great career because that's an easy jersey for me to wear right there. So
Easy jersey, but again,
I didn't
let's
want to,
just
but you make some good
put a
points.
pause on it. Let's just wait because once again, we've seen this before.
we've seen it all before. That's what the Sports Bay say. So
I hope he don't come in and hit a home run his first couple at bats now. It's tonight, Shelby. I hope this kid don't have a game tonight, Shelby, because now I'm gonna look back at you.
Listen,
Shelby said, temper our emotions, everybody.
That's one game.
You got to remember that's what Jason Hayward did.
Yeah,
That's
you're
one
right. That's
game.
what a lot of folks did.
That's what Austin Riley did.
Yeah.
And then Austin Riley fell back a little bit, and we were like, dude. And then he came back.
He came back. Then we're trying to help him stay where he is.
Right.
Yeah.
Like he we got hills and valleys.
Yeah.
Austin, I love Austin Riley. Glad he's a dad. Congratulations. But he's on a roller coaster. Right. I need somebody consistent.
Why we should have bought Freddie back, but somebody wanted him gone.
I'm happy he's gone. I mean,
he
wasn't going to stop us from being under 500. He didn't stop us from being at last.
He didn't. And let's be clear. Again, I think Freddie Freeman did a lot he was good for baseball. He was good for the Braves. Have I seen him out in the community? No. Have I seen his wife out in the community?
What?
No.
Yeah, right.
I'm just saying. Not like I've seen other players and their wives.
You've seen that Neiman Marcus, though.
I have seen her there. But again, I don't have a problem with Freddie Freeman. What pissed me off about Freddie Freeman was that you had an offer. You had an offer from the Braves, and you decided you weren't going to respond to the offer. You tried to hold the Braves hostage. I'm not doing that. We had to move on. And from what I heard from Alex Anthopoulos the day after, that dude was in tears. He wanted to keep Freddie Freeman, but what was he going to do? Lose Freddie Freeman and lose the opportunity to replace him? No. So we had to move on. Freddie, you gambled and you lost.
You crapped out. You crapped out. And Double-A.
You need to hire some new agents.
That's why I said always on this show, whatever Double-A decides to do, I'm down with it because that man knows how to turn baseball water into baseball wine.
He does.
So give me Double-A. If Double-A takes a hike, I'm down with it because that man single-handedly managed our way to a World Series last year without Ronald Acuna.
And to give him another point, the year before when we were in the bubble, remember our bullpen was the worst in baseball the year before, and he thought that he bought from the worst.
I mean, who would have picked Tyler Matzik?
Right.
Nobody. Nobody knew who Jorge Soler was or Jock Pierce. We didn't even know these people. And we sit there in August like, who are these people? Like, here we go again. Yeah. I felt like it was a Billy Knight move, but it wasn't. It was gold.
Gold.
And we have the ring. So if Alex Anthopoulos lets you go, I'm done.
Peace.
Yeah, he earned it. I give him that. He definitely earned our faith.
Yes, he has.
All right, let's shift gears real quickly. Let's go into some basketball. The NBA Conference Finals, we have one winner. And we know this is part of the reason why Shelby wanted to come on, I think, so she could just gloat about her boo, Klay Thompson. The Warriors win the series 4-1. They take out Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks, and they advance to the NBA Finals. Let's get some thoughts about the Warriors advancing to the NBA Finals. I'll start with the Sports Bay since she's always been a Warriors fan because of her boo, Klay Thompson. What are your thoughts, Sports Bay, about your boo and his crew advancing to the NBA Finals?
It was such a good series. To see Klay come from 2 pretty catastrophic injuries to come back and have the games that he had. Then Steph, I mean, it's Steph Curry. You're not going to stop him. Even when you double team him, he just going to throw to somebody else. And it's just magic. Draymond had a couple of really dumb fouls, but let's be honest. Any game, we're going to give Draymond at least 2 dumb fouls where you're like, bruh, why? It was a good series. I felt like Luka didn't have any help. He had some help, and then the Mavs would get this huge lead, and then and listen, the Warriors are just built to come back from huge deficit. I think when they lost that 20-something point lead, I was like, they won't win, because that was just demoralizing. I think we as Falcon fans know that, how that feeling. That is heartbreaking. And the Warriors are just built to win. And I think Draymond Green said it best when they got the trophy. Everybody counted us out. When Steph broke his hand, you got Clay. Maybe he's coming back, maybe he's not. Everybody counted them out, and now they're going to the finals, which is where they belong. So I'm excited. Warrior Nation is excited, and it's going to be crazy. That is going to be a crazy series.
All right, light skin crew. Your thoughts?
Hey, it's amazing. It's amazing. I love greatness. I love championship players. This team has proved that they're definitely the team of the decade. Like you say, 2 years ago, for 2 years, they've been battling catastrophic injuries, just all kind of bad luck. Steph go down, Clay go down, Draymond go down, your top 3 players go down. So for 2 years, they've been battling, trying to find their road back to the finals, and they made it back. So you got to give them credit. You got to give Steph Curry credit most of all, and Steve Kerr, because most of all, Steph has been probably one of the most unselfish superstar players that we have in the NBA. The fact that he's allowed a lot of these players to come off the bench, a lot of these young guys to come in to find their own game, do it while he's getting better himself. The Jordan Pools, the Wiggins, the Loonies, all of these guys, the Gary Payton Juniors, all of these guys are coming to find their own game to be able to help these guys get back on top. Because, they was on top by themselves. But the fact that they have contributions from the bench and these young players stepping up, that's just amazing. It's amazing the unselfishness that Steph Curry possesses, and the reason that he was able to allow Durant to come on the team to help him win. These young guys to grow up and to find their game. Clay to get himself back in the groove. Draymond to do his thing. It's just a very unselfish program and unselfish team, and that's why they continue to win. And they're all led by an unselfish guy who really cares about his team, society, and the community. Much praise and respect to the Golden State Warriors. Y'all have definitely earned this.
Rev, you're muted again.
Coach, your thoughts?
If you take, first of all, Golden State was going to make the finals as soon as Dallas beat Phoenix. That was an opportunity for Golden State to make playoffs, because you take Wiggins, put him on Dallas, number 2 player. Moody, put him on Dallas, number 2 player. I mean, you can take most of the Golden State team, put him on Dallas, number 2 or number 1 player. Doncic had no help. Dinwiddie did a little bit, and Brunson did a little bit, but they wasn't going to beat Golden State. Golden State got too much firepower, and you can give them the championship. If Boston loses to Miami tomorrow, you can give Golden State the championship, because Miami does not have enough to beat them. They don't have the body, they don't have the size, they don't have the shooters. So we'll see what happens, but right now, Golden State on track to try to win another title, and the only thing standing in their way is Boston.
All right. I'm going to agree with mostly everything that you all said. Golden State took full advantage of their opportunities. This run makes me think about the run of the Milwaukee Bucks last year, where Milwaukee took full advantage of the opportunities that were brought before them, such as Milwaukee took advantage of when Kyrie Irving went down in that series between the Nets and the Bucks, and then they wound up beating the Nets, and they took advantage of Trae Young getting hurt last year in the Eastern Conference Finals. And if we look at what Golden State has done, they took full advantage of the Denver Nuggets not being at full strength. No Jamal Murray, no Michael Porter Jr. They took care of business. They took advantage of Ja Morant getting hurt in that Memphis Grizzlies series, and then they took advantage of a trash Dallas team. Let's just call it what it is. Dallas is probably one of the worst teams that made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, and that just shows you how the Phoenix Suns need to think very seriously about blowing that team up if you lose to Luka Doncic and the have-nots, because most of those guys would be role players at best on other teams. They'd be bench players at best on other people's team. And as Coach alluded to, most of the guys on Golden State's team, especially let's say the top 5 or 6 outside of Steph, they would be by far the second best player on the Dallas Mavericks. Now, the question is, just moving the needle over to Dallas, can Luka Doncic play with another superstar since he's so ball dominant? And because we see that Dallas tried to bring Kristaps Porzingis, that was a disaster. So the question will be, can Luka play with another star or superstar? As Coach would say, that is, stay tuned. That is to be determined. But big ups to the Golden State Warriors for winning the Western Conference Finals, and big ups to Steph Curry being the first to win the Magic Johnson. I was about to say Michael Jackson, the Magic Johnson MVP award for the Western Conference Finals MVP. So big ups to Steph Curry. Now we're talking about Steph Curry. Let's deal with this situation right here. Would Finals MVP complete Steph Curry's career? I'm going to add to it. Would that put him in the top 10 of NBA players who played the game of all time? Would that put him in the top 10?
Top 10.
Top 10. Wow.
Who wants that at first? I won't put anybody on the spot.
I don't know if that'll put him in the top 10, because, I mean, we've had some great NBA players. I think it puts him in the top 25. I think that does complete his career. That's the only thing he hasn't done. To be fair, I think he should have won it over Kevin Durant. That's my personal opinion, because I don't like Kevin Durant. So take that for what it is. I think it would, because that's the only thing he has not done. He's done everything else. He already has the top. He has the record for most three-pointers. That's what else is left for Steph to do. And he's not that old. So he's what, 5, 6 more, maybe 10. I don't know if it's 10 more years, but he's got another 5, 6 more years of decent playing time left. He's not going anywhere. We know that he's going to retire as a Golden State Warrior. I think that does. I think go ahead and I don't know if you write it in pen, but I think you can go ahead and mark it in pen and he's going to be the Finals MVP.
All right. Red, jump in. I know you want to talk about the light skin crew.
Yeah, it definitely will open up some more arguments. I mean, arguably, like I said, you can definitely have a debate on it. Everybody probably have to list their top 10 again and see who you taking out and putting in. But he would definitely open up the top 10 debates again. I would tell you that. A Finals MVP. And I definitely agree with Shelby. He should already have 2 Finals MVPs already. One from 2015 that Andre Iguodala got, and the last championship that they won with Durant. Steph had a great series, that particular series right there, and I felt he should have won Finals MVP. And the only reason they gave it to Durant because Durant had a good game 3 and a good game 4. Steph had great games all 4 games. And you still giving to Durant? I just didn't understand that last one. I didn't understand giving it to Iguodala just because he played good defense on LeBron. Okay, he played good defense on LeBron. Steph was still the leading scorer on that championship team, and he deserved Finals MVP in 2015. But that's not the question. The question is, will this final, with him winning Finals MVP this year, complete his career? Most definitely. Most definitely. With I'm sure he's gonna reach 30,000 points scoring. He's already won 2 NBA MVPs. He has multiple 3-point shootout contest wins. Like you say, 3. Well, that'll be 4 rings because if you win Finals MVP, that'll be 4 rings. Add a Finals MVP onto that. Greatest shooter of all time. Man, like I say, these top 10 debates are gonna get very interesting now because Steph definitely deserves to be at least thought about being added to the top 10. I'm not saying for sure, like Shelby said, I'm not sure you write it in pen, but have a few number 2 pencils on handy.
All right. Coach, your thoughts about Steph Curry? Well,
Rev, do you have the top 10 list anywhere by you? Top 10?
I mean, that's subjective, so it's whatever your top 10 might be. I mean, I think the consensus would be you would have Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Russell. Those are some of the names that are constantly in those kind of conversations there.
Okay, somebody actually said, and I quote, somebody said that you could take, if Steph Curry won, you would take Magic Johnson out. And my question that is, what? Are you serious? Magic
I don't know
Johnson?
if you can take him out.
Well, you got to be kidding me. You would put Steph Curry in there ahead of Magic Johnson. That I think Kendrick Perkins said that. Somebody said, and I'm like, no, sir. Curry gonna go down the best shooter, but that, what else do we got from Curry? Do we get a lot of assists every now and then? Do we get defense? Not even close. Do you get he talent? I mean, everything that he does is great. They're shooting fine, but he's not gonna take anybody out of that top 10. The names you listed: Kareem, Bird, Magic, Jordan, Olajuwon, Wilt Chamberlain, Michael Jordan. He's not taking any of them out. So he'll be good to stay right outside the top.
Kobe,
15.
Dr. J.
Why are we putting Robin in the Batman conversation? Keep going, Coach.
Out of that top 10, he won't replace anybody. So it's okay. Let Steph will be an all-time great Hall of Famer, but as far as anything else, nah.
See, I'm oh man, this is tough.
Coach said definitely no on his list, so
this is tough for me because part of being in the top 10 is how transcendent a player is.
That's true.
And it could be argued that Steph has been more transcendent than the majority in the top 10. He has literally, somebody could say for bad or worse, changed the game of basketball.
For worse.
It's for worse, but he literally changed the game of basketball.
Yeah.
And outside of maybe Jordan, maybe a little bit of LeBron, who else has transcended the game of basketball more than Steph Curry? I mean, you got people all over the place. Like, coaches have changed the way they coach. Players have changed the way they play. Like, we would have never dreamt, especially when I played ball in college and high school, 2 teams shooting 63s a game.
Oh,
right.
Oh, wait, that's sounds.
I mean, if you
sounds crazy.
If you had 2 teams back in when we were in high school to shoot 15, that would have been a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just imagining if I played in this era, and no, not trying to toot my own horn, but I made the most 3-pointers in Morehouse basketball history. That record still stands, right? I would have, if I were able to shoot 12 3-pointers a game. Do you know how many points I would have finished my career with? I finished 4th all-time leading scorer. I'm about 6 now. 2 people have surpassed me since I left. But I would have been easily near number 1.
Whew. Really? You tune that horn so loud.
And have no coach yell at you? I mean, but that's all because of Steph Curry. So,
yeah.
You know, I look at how he's transcended the game. That's why I say there's possibly a place for him in that top 10 because there are not too many in the top 10 who have made the impact, the generational impact on the game like Steph Curry has made it.
We probably, if he wins Finals MVP, we're probably going to have to come back to this show and list our top 10. And it's probably definitely going to be a Facebook debate. So I can see the debates becoming very interesting if he wins Finals MVP. Because you're right, he's definitely the most transcendent player of this generation. I mean, how you not have a transcendent player like him in the top 10? That's a real good point, Real. So yeah, we're gonna have to definitely revisit this topic if he wins Finals MVP. I'm so pumped. I kind of want to put it on my page after the show and just see what folks standing at right now, and then see if they're gonna make any changes if Steph wins Finals MVP. I might post it just see where everybody at right now.
All right.
Hey,
but yeah,
that's
go ahead.
I see Jerome Case trying to answer the question. How has he made the game worse? I said I'm gonna address him, Jerome. You find kids nowadays and bigs nowadays shooting threes when they have no business shooting threes. They have no business out there shooting threes. Some people barely can make a layup, but they want to shoot a three. That's how he made the game worse because everybody wants to be like Steph, shooting threes and missing. And a kid of mine, we up by 7 with 2 minutes left. I said, all we need are layups or easy shots. He gets in the game and shoots a 3 and doesn't even hit the goal. And casually, I just told him, come on, sit down, son, take a break.
Shelby, I see you laughing.
You come on the bench trying to shoot a 3. I mean, seriously, he's made people shoot threes that have no business shooting threes.
Now, he didn't make them. They just feel like they could be like Steph.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That's a byproduct of folk thinking you could be like Steph because as somebody pointed out, Steph is probably the player that most ordinary people could fathom being like because he's only 6'3", right?
Right.
Most folk ain't going to be 7 feet. They may be around that 6'3" range. So I could literally be like Steph Curry if I learn how to shoot. I may not ever be able to fly like Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant were able to fly. I may never be the physical force and the freakish athlete like LeBron James was blessed with. But I could sure be like Steph Curry, 6'3", don't have all these muscles, not the fastest guy, not the most athletic guy, but could just shoot the lights out. And that's why a lot of people have flocked to Steph. They love Steph because he is something tangible that they could come to be like. Now, this is why also where the game gets worse, because we've never seen so many teams lose big leads before.
Yeah.
Because they shoot so many threes. That's why the phrase is you live by the 3, you die by the 3. You're up 15 points. We've seen teams the next 7 to 10 shots with number 3-pointers, and they're up 15 points. 3-pointers are not a high percentage shot.
Yeah, and if you can't shoot, that's the thing. If you're trying to be Steph Curry, if you not Steph Curry, stop trying to be Steph Curry because, like you say, that's costing your team game. The Warriors can be Steph. They can play like that because they have Steph Curry. They have Klay Thompson. They have these great shooters. All of this, I want to be like Steph. If you can't shoot, man, all you're gonna do is be a detrimental and a liability to your team because you have to have the talent to be able to win like that. If you notice, Rev, how many teams have won like the Warriors? They ain't been but one.
No other team really.
Exactly. So these folks need to realize that, and these coaches need to tell these kids, look, Steph Curry is a generational type player. To win in the game of basketball, you got to do things the fundamental way. I still say they need to teach these kids inside to out, not outside in. Layups, mid-range shots, because like I say, if you think you're going to be the Warriors, you're just going to keep setting yourself up for disappointment. If you think you're going to be Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, you're just going to keep setting yourself up for disappointment. It's like folks out there saying, I want to be like Mike. I want to be like Mike. Yeah, well, how many of them tried to be like Mike? How many of these folks are going to try to be like Steph and Klay and just going to fail miserably? So we need to realize if you don't have the shooting talent, you don't need to try to be like them. You can still be a great basketball player by being great, high percentage on the inside, mid-range game, defense,
But these kids don't want to get hit.
Well,
they don't want to get hit.
Yeah, they are softer, but here's the other thing. It's not just the kids. It's now, especially in the NBA, you got general managers who are going by analytics rather than gameplay.
Right.
Where they are telling teams that they're drafting players to shoot threes because they would rather them shoot threes than twos. So it's the analytics that has caused the game to change, and that's the Steph Curry factor. The other thing is that's old school basketball that you talked about, Rev, which I think is the right way to play. Go inside out rather than outside in. But the problem is you got kids now who are like 6'9" in high school who normally would have been put down low. They will literally transfer from the high school if the coach tries to box them in to becoming a post player.
Oh my God, these kids are so soft these days.
Well, it's not only the kids, it's parents and the lack thereof. But that's another story.
It's recruiters, it's boosters, AAU. It's all of that. But we grew up in the era of the bad boys when that was such a great time. I love the Pistons because you could go down that lane if you wanted to. But Bill Laimbeer was going to kill you. You got the two, but you also got some bruises.
Yeah. Those are flagrant twos now.
that was WCW NBA, boy.
But that was when basketball was interesting.
Yeah.
Now, just like you said, if somebody's down by 20, a team like the Warriors being down by 20 means nothing.
No, not them.
Not them, because you've got Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
All of them can shoot the three from any side.
Even Steph's brother-in-law.
Even Damian Lee, who to be fair, didn't know he was on the team. But, congratulations.
As long as Steph on the team, he's going to be on the team.
You've got Andrew Wiggins, who I didn't even know he was still in the league. But, everybody kind of thought he was a bust, but then he finds a team where he fits.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, now he's this great player who pretty much tried to shut Luka down.
He started the All-Star game, Shelby, remember?
Right. But I'm just saying, I didn't know he was in the league anymore.
Yeah.
But he shut Luka down, and he did a pretty good job. Luka's going to get his shots, but he didn't get a lot of them.
Right.
Now, he made some crazy shots that you were like, you know what, just let him have it because you weren't going to defend that. Listen, the game has changed.
Yeah, the game.
And I think that the game has just changed. And from what we grew up with, like Rev said, that's a flagrant two. Bill Laimbeer would never have made it.
He'd be suspended the whole year.
Dennis Rodman.
We wouldn't even know the bad boy Pistons.
We would. Oh my gosh. Isaiah Thomas. He was what, 5'4"? He was mean on the floor.
He would have got kicked out the league.
So Jerome Case, man, I love you, brother, but you're funny, man. Folks talking about dump it down low sound like the old men yelling, get off my lane, my lawn. It's better for big men to be closer to the basket than away from a basket. Like here's the thing, right? This basketball series between Boston, and let's just jump right into it. That's a good segue. I'm gonna keep Jerome's statement up there. I'm gonna segue in to the Celtics versus Heat. Okay,
It's the last topic, so
I'm gonna segue into it real quickly. Let me remember how to get that going while I keep Jerome's comment up there, because I wanna just
where's Mitchell? I know he's lurking around somewhere. We've been talking about the Celtics.
All right,
Mitchell, you here?
Let me put Jerome's comment back up there. So this is a classic case of poor basketball and a poor statement that you just made, Jerome. Teams are literally either allowing series to be extended or losing and not being in the playoffs because they don't know how to utilize their size. Can you imagine us looking at Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who had the deadliest skyhook, shooting threes and not shooting the skyhook?
What?
Could you imagine Shaquille O'Neal spending all his time shooting threes and not drop stepping, putting people in the basket?
He be big.
There's a reason why size matters. If Al Horford had one post move, there's one, that the series would be over. If Robert Williams could do more than just dunk and block shots, but had one post move, this series would be over. It is absolutely sickening to see Kyle Lowry being able to guard Al Horford and Robert Williams. Like imagine back in the day, everybody trying to switch everything. Do you know how Akeem used to kill big men? Shaq used to kill big men. Kareem used to kill big men. How much more they would have killed the guards? See, that's the problem, Brother Jerome. Yes, big men have handles, but if they had a post game, they would be more dominant. That's part of the reason why Joel Embiid is as good as he is. I wish he spent more time in the post. But he's one of the few guys who are big men who can dominate a game in the post.
And Jokic.
Yeah, they like people, even like LeBron. He's letting people off the hook, not having any post game. Let's look at Kobe. Let's look at Jordan. Part of their greatness is because they took smaller guards on the post and would kill them on the post because they could shoot over them in the mid-range game. So they took advantage of their size. And that's what big men are not doing now. And that's why some of them are at home in Cancun or in Cancun, because they will not utilize their size. I mean, Boston had size at every position against the Heat, and they still jacking up threes.
This series should be over with. This series should be over with.
So nevertheless, all right, so we saw, let's see what Jerome, the game has evolved. I agree. I hate 7-footers taking three-pointers, but players have evolved and worked on different skill sets. One of the skill sets should be post play still, though.
Thank you.
As you work on your handles, you can still work on the post.
It's no point in doing all of that if you're just going to eliminate the mid-range and post-play game. Well, what you working on you working on all that just to jack up a bunch of threes all game. That's a waste of time.
It's crazy.
You gotta have every asset of the game available to win, not just 3-point shooting. It's like these teams go into the games, Rev. It's like, okay, if we make our 3-point shots, we'll have a chance. If we don't, we'll wait for the next game. Man, get out of here with that nonsense.
See, one of my advantages when I played college basketball on the Division II level, I was a taller guard. I played center my senior year at Mays because all of our height graduated the year before. So I had to learn post play. Me and Durante Jones, we were about 6'3". We were 2 and 3. We played the 2 and the 3 our sophomore and junior year because Mike Maddox went to Georgia Tech. Tellis Knight left. Rod left. All that crew left. we were the tallest players or the most experienced tallest players left. We had to play the 4 and the 5. So I had
old quarterback?
Huh?
No, the quarterback, Durante, right?
No, Durante Jones, the athlete, the real
Oh,
athlete.
okay. Yeah, I got what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, we had a Durante on the football team,
I
too.
remember the quarterback. I remember the quarterback. So we had to learn how to play in the post. So we had to learn post skills along with our guard skills. So I took my post skills, as good as a shooter I was, to college. And because the average Division II guard was like 6 feet, 6'1", part of the reason why I scored a lot of points is because I took those guards to the post. And I had a field day because I was utilizing my size and strength over those guards. I could have jacked up 23 pointers a game, but I would have been minimizing my effectiveness having the size factor in the game. If you play video games now, you will see like these games are almost realistic.
Yeah.
You can see the difference in size. Like you got the pick and rolls, and like I dominate with the big men when they try to switch everything. I take that little guard in the paint, and the big man kills them to death. Even in the video game shows that size matters.
I shoot less threes in the video game than they shoot on the court because I be killing my post play.
The analytics and fan experience demand more three-point shots and higher scoring and excitement. Money. Okay. All right. If you say so. All right.
I think they'll be making money as long as the team win.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember Mike shooting a whole lot of threes, and his brand went international. So, I mean, I don't know.
That
But
Portland series was just one series when he did the look like that.
Yeah,
that was just one series.
Like, you know, if you can dunk, if you could flash, you know, I don't think the NBA was hurting. But anyway, Steph Curry made it, you know, a little bit more exciting. A lot more exciting. Let me not diminish Steph. So real quickly, the Boston Celtics did not finish the drill. So we got a game 7 tomorrow night in Miami.
I got to cook out tomorrow.
Who you got and why? Who wants at it first? Coach, you look like you trying to be basketball Nostradamus. So what you got, Coach? Who you got tomorrow?
And Boston. I think Miami put their best, their last final effort and gassed out against to win that game 6. So I think Boston will go in and beat them by 15. They're gonna go in and hurt them. They're gonna make some plays. Jimmy Butler, I don't think he's gonna have another 40-point game. If he tries, he's gonna tire himself out. Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero, those guys are aberrations now. They just out there. And Bam Adebayo, he's not consistent. So I say Boston.
All right, Red, you raised your eyebrows when Coach made his statement. So who you got?
Miami.
And why?
I'm done with Boston. Boston don't have every opportunity to win this series, and they just keep failing time and time again. And now you're going back to a game 7 in Miami. I don't care who playing with the Heat. Whoever they suit up, they got a chance to win this game. Because of the way Boston plays, like you say, if every team gonna sit up here and jack up a gang of threes, well, I trust the Heat shooters more than I do Boston shooters. Boston shooters improve. They can't win a game if it's all about the shooting. They when it's time to win. Jason Tatum, where are you? Jaylen Brown, where are you? You guys have been in this position 3 or 4 years straight now, and you guys still haven't made a finals appearance. We've been saying the Celtics were going to be in the finals, I swear, for the past 3 or 4 years, and you had a chance last night in front of your home fans, and you failed again. Now you're going back home to Miami, and I'm supposed to what? Be all pumped up for Boston in Miami? I don't think so. If Boston wins, fine, they win. You're going to get beat by the light-skinned crew anyway. But if Miami wins, they are the team with the momentum right now. You still going to get beat by the light-skinned crew, but at least you would have held home serve. And that's what I'm choosing. The Heat are going back home. Boston, you had an opportunity. You failed. I'm going to go with the Heat now, see what they're going to do. All of you going to fail against the light-skinned crew. I'm just trying to find out who our opponent going to be.
All right, Shelby. Who you got in game 7 tomorrow night?
hate to agree with Red, but I have to agree with him. It's the Heat. I mean, Red is right. Gosh, that felt nasty. Um, we have been watching Boston, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and we have picked Boston so many times. And I don't understand why they can't finish the drill. They had an amazing opportunity to finish the drill last night in Boston. To be fair, Boston is a really difficult place to play for opposing teams. But you didn't even feed off the crowd. Like the crowd was in it the whole time. And I'm like, do y'all realize that y'all could win? I mean,
Got
there were
Pedro
times
Martinez there jumping up.
when I'm looking at it and it looked like they were tired or didn't feel like playing. I mean, they didn't look good at all. And yes, I think the Heat are tired, but they're going home, and so I have to put my money on the Heat. That's the home team, and home court matters. And if a football stadium can get loud, my arena can get even louder, and I think it's going to be hard and it's Game 7. I don't remember when last time when Miami had a Game 7 that had this much on the line. I don't see the Heat losing. I don't know if it's going to be like 15, might be like 2, but I do think the Heat wins.
I hate to disagree with the Sports Bay. I'm so
okay.
by her presence today, but I have to remind the Sports Bay that in this series, there have been 6 games that have been won. 4 of the games that have been won have been because the team won on the opposing team's court. So in this particular series, home court hasn't really mattered. So that's not going to really mean too much in Game 7. Also, I have to agree with Coach's point. When have we seen Jimmy Butler, who the Heat need to drop 30 and 40, do that in back-to-back games? We haven't seen it. So therefore, I don't expect to see it again because Jimmy gave all of his energy in Game 6. He played the game of his life. I have not seen him duplicate that effort 2 games in a row. I've seen him drop 40, come back, drop 12, 16, then come back to 40 again. So I'm banking on him having a 16-point game tomorrow or a 12-point game, which is not in the Heat's favor. So this is why I got to go with the Celtics. And also, the Celtics are like just spoiled children. They don't like to act right until it's time of desperation. And we see that they had the chance.
Oh, last night.
They sometimes have to take things to the limit instead of just taking care of business. And we see that they have experience being able to win a Game 7. They went into Milwaukee, beat the Greek Freak in a Game 7. So therefore, I think they have the experience. Did they go?
Yeah. Was that Milwaukee? I think that was Boston,
They
real.
were home. I'm sorry. Well, they were down 3 games to 2.
Yeah, they were down and came back.
3 games to 2 and came back. So I like their coach. Their coach is a steady, calm, cool, and collective guy. Knows how to help them bounce back from when they fell down. We're not going to bring a Nia Long reference. So we're not going to bring me along into the picture. But anyway,
Red.
Those are 3 different reasons why I think the Boston Celtics are going to take care of the Miami Heat, and I expect them to advance and even take care of the Golden State Warriors.
Wow. You already making predictions for the next round, Red?
Look here, man. Look here. Golden State.
Waiting right now for whoever come play you.
They've had a great run in lieu of the circumstance. This is now their roll to the finals is not one of the most difficult.
No.
Let's be crystal clear. Also,
they had some breaks.
Also, they have benefited not playing a team yet that has 2 bona fide scorers. Denver only had Nikola Jokic. Memphis only had Ja Morant. Dallas only had Luka Doncic. this will be the first series that they will have to play against two bona fide scorers. What does Draymond Green like to do? Bully people. Well, guess what? Draymond Green ain't bullying Al Horford, Robert Williams, or Grant Williams. Those three guys that would love to have some Draymond Green for lunch. All right. So yeah, Golden State got the shooters and the guard play. But let's not forget that Boston has Marcus Smart, who's not a slouch as a defender and is very physical. And I don't know if Golden State is ready for the physical play that Boston can offer. I don't know if they're ready for the length and size that Boston brings to the table. Looney, he can't match up with Robert Williams. That's a whole nother level of athleticism. You know, I mean, Draymond Green can't match up to the athleticism of Robert Williams. So I think Golden State's going to have to pull out a Jonathan Kuminga and give him some more time to really be able to play in this series, because if you look at Golden State's starting five right now, Clay ain't the same Clay before he was hurt. Let's be real. He's getting his shot back, but he's nowhere near the defender he used to be. Who can stay in front of Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown? You say Andrew Wiggins, those guys are just as athletic as Andrew Wiggins is, rather.
Yeah, I hope Gary Payton come back.
You better pray for healing.
Yeah, because Gary Payton can hold one of them in check. But you're right. You're right, but I feel what you're saying. I feel what you're saying when you bring with the physicality position. So you're right. Draymond, you're right. Them Boston boys, Grant, Robert Williams, man, Al Horford. Yeah, Al Horford. I mean, Draymond Green could even bully Tito Horford, Al Horford's father. So I know he ain't bullying Al Horford. So it's gonna be an interesting series. But Boston had to get there. We still waiting for them to win the game.
That's
so
very true. Very true.
So,
and if I were a Golden State fan, I would root for Miami to win.
That's like I'm rooting for Miami.
Because as coach said, Miami does not have the shooting or the consistent shooting or the weapons.
Or the physicality.
Yeah. Well, they got some physicality with Bam and Jimmy Butler, but that's where it stops.
Yeah, and Bam, he's
no, I'm sorry, PJ Tucker too.
Oof. Well, hopefully they can use it tomorrow with Boston, and then they can bring it on to the light-skinned crew, and it'll be Miami versus the light-skinned crew. I think I wanted Boston, but now I think I prefer Miami.
If you want Golden State to win, you better go with Miami. All right.
I just want to breeze through the finals. I don't want to have to be stressed out every game of the finals, and I know Boston will do that to me.
No doubt about it. But I think the ratings would be better if it's a Boston Golden State final.
Of course. Celtics are that team.
Yeah. I think that it would leave a lot more room for adventure and excitement if those are the two teams. Let's take one more.
It would be kind of dynamic. You have like the old school people in Boston versus the technology and new class people of the San Francisco area. Just be like a whole different group of people.
All right, so Jerome's asking the question, who has the better coach on Sunday? Is it Eric Spoelstra or Nia Long's boyfriend / husband, whatever he is?
I'm gonna go Eric Spoelstra. Nia Long's supposed to take care of her hubby for Game 6, and obviously those massages or foot rubs or whatever she did not work. Yeah. So Nia, go back to the drawing board, sweetie. Okay, I'm picking Eric Spoelstra.
Would you agree, Shelby? Eric Spoelstra is the better coach?
Red, you got to stop talking about Nia Long. Like, seriously.
Okay, I'm no more Nia Long coming.
She's clearly taking up space in your mind. I think Eric Spoelstra. Just because he's been there so many times before, and his experience, and Neil, I don't even know his name. I cannot call that man Neil Long's husband. But that's who he is. He's not. I mean, that's who he is. I'm sorry, I don't know his name. But Eric Spoelstra just has that experience, has that Game 7 experience. He has the finals experience. I just think he'll be the better coach.
Coach, you agree?
He's older, but yeah.
I mean, he's a better coach, but I think Boston got a better cast than Miami. Got better players, got better length, and like you said, more physical. Because if Bam Adebayo try to show up and think he's gonna get by scoring 8 points, then they in serious trouble.
Yeah, that's crazy right there. 31 points in game 2.
I mean, by default, Eric Spoelstra is the better coach. He got way more experience than a first-year coach. So that's goes without really saying. But I think we got to take into equation, as Coach says, who has the better talent. You know, on paper, it's definitely the Boston Celtics. Boston, they're their own worst enemy. They turn the ball over unnecessarily. They make the game harder than what it really should be, because their first 7-8 are much better than the Miami Heat. And even, you know, it's greater because Tyler Hero hadn't been playing. And Tyler Hero is arguably, some nights, their best offensive player. On most nights, their second best player after Butler, Jimmy Butler. So the Celtics are the better team, but definitely Eric Spoelstra is the better coach by default because he's been there and done that. But I still wouldn't underestimate my man from Boston, because if we use that logic, who was the better coach in Game 7 between the Bucks and the Celtics?
Him.
Because was Mike Budenholzer?
Coach Bud won it.
He won a championship, but yet lost the game. So I don't know if we can always go by that.
Well, yeah, Coach Bud got out coached by Boston Coach Ugoa.
Leave it alone. Just say Neil Long's husband.
Yeah,
just
okay.
say Neil Long's husband.
All right. He got coached by Mr. Neil Long in that series. So, I mean, but Eric Spoelstra, but Coach Bud, Coach Bud to me.
Brad, come on, man. Come on, man. They just say Neil Long's boyfriend, husband, whatever, man. But
I got you.
Call him Mr. Neil Long, man. That's disrespectful.
That's very disrespectful.
Okay, but Coach Bud always has been he's been getting props because of Giannis. Okay, when Coach Bud was in Atlanta, he's the same guy he was when he was in Atlanta. The only difference is he got Giannis now. So,
Red, come on, man. So we can say the same thing with Phil Jackson. He had Michael Jordan. He had Kobe Bryant. I don't know no championship that he won without those guys.
Well, he was the sim master, though. He was
part of winning a championship in the NBA. You got to have that dude. I mean, come on, man. So the only coach that I know of that won something big without that name was who was the coach of that Detroit Pistons team that had
Larry Brown.
Yeah. Come on, man. That's about the only coach that I know of that won a championship. Pop. What did he win without Tim Duncan? What did he win without David Robinson? Absolutely. Kawhi Leonard. Absolutely nothing. You know, so you got to have them dudes in order to win. All right. Coach Bud only had 1 and 1.5 players. That's true. I mean, because Coach Bud did not have anybody close to Giannis when he coached in Atlanta. Let's be honest.
Ime Udoka. Okay, that's his name. Okay. Thank you, Miss Brickus. Thank you.
Brickus. Y'all funny, Red, Mr. Neil. All right, let's close this thing on out. I think we gave the people what they want. We wound up having a regular.
Yeah, we actually had a real show, 2 hours.
It's right up. So let's close it out like we normally do. Who has the right to do what, when, where, and how? Who wants at it first?
Okay, I'll go. Southern University and Coach Diana, y'all have the right to meet and figure this dancing doll thing out. This is ugly and it shouldn't be, and y'all need to just have a conversation and maybe work this out, because this really, really looks bad. It just looks bad, and right now y'all are kind of the laughing stock of the world, because Diana put all your business in the street. Southern, you were wrong. Diana, you were wrong. And let's just have a conversation and figure this out, because this is getting really ugly and nasty.
Wow, I got to look at that story because that's the school my daughter graduated from.
Oh, it's bad.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out. Red, you sound like you got something on your mind that you want to tell you have the right. Who has the right?
Nothing much, but the Braves, you got a right to please sweep the Marlins and let's go on and have a 3-game winning streak, because I feel like if you can win 3 games in a row, to prepare you to 4 and 5, if we can go ahead and get control of this division again. Because if you think I believe the Mets gonna hold on to this division the whole season, you got to be kidding me. They are just sitting there waiting for the Braves to come up there and take that division away from them. The Mets should already have a 15-game lead by now with the way this division been playing. Nope, still right there, 7.5. So Braves, you got the right to get on the ball. Let's sweep the Marlins this week, and let's hurry up and put some fire behind the Mets, please. Mets, please. Let's go.
Coach, who has the right to do what, when, where, and how?
Jackson State fans, you have the right to show respect to the men who paved the way for your coach. On a poster they put up, Legends of the SWAC Coaching, they put Dion on there. What has Dion done to be a legend? And you leave guys off like Marino Castle, Archie Cooley, guys who won, guys who paved the way. You would have left Eddie Robinson off if it wasn't for the fact somebody put him in. Don't make Dion a legend before his time. He may get there, but don't put him in there right now. He's coming. Not yet. He just coached 1 year in the SWAC. He's not a legend yet.
Coach, you feel some kind of way about that, don't you, bro?
Yeah, Marino Castle, who won many SWAC titles. Archie Cooley, who had Jerry Rice and had the best offense in the SWAC.
It was a disrespectful list. It was a disrespectful list.
It was terrible. I'm like, whoever did that, you got to be kidding me. You leaving off greats, and you slide Dion in the back door. Like, really? No, not yet.
Well, I think I agree with your overall assessment. Let me just say that. I think Dion is getting the benefit of the doubt because HBCU football has never been paid attention to this magnitude since Dion has coached at JSU. That I think we can't deny that. Like, nobody was really checking for HBCU football in the manner that they are since Dion has been there. So I think that's part of the reason, because if Dion says something, it becomes a national story. No other coach in HBCU history, including the great Eddie Robinson, had that type of pull when it comes to media coverage for HBCU football. Go ahead.
Definitely would have recruited the number 1 guy in the country.
I guarantee the same person who did that list was the same person who said about Jackson State and Alabama, they need to sell that beef on the field. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I saw that.
Don't do that to yourself. Please don't.
I was don't do that. Don't do that.
That's what you call a very obnoxious fan that is just caught up in the hype, but not caught up in reality. Because
but they would get a check. I would do
it. Get a great check.
It'd be a great check.
The athletic trainer would be in overtime trying to help them recover from the bruises. Yeah, but yeah. All right. The Boston Celtics, man, you all have the right to send this black man to the NBA Finals in his first year as a head coach, to defy the odds, because you all are the better team, and I want to see you all play the Golden State Warriors, because that will be a very good NBA Finals to have all of that talent on the court at one time. So Boston Celtics, you have the right to take care of business tomorrow night at 8:30. With that being said, this will end episode 139 of the Red and Red Sports Show. Big ups to Shelby, the sports.
239 Real.
And us a visit. We'll see the next time she'll be available to come and hang out with the boys. Red, good show. Coach, by any means necessary. You made it happen. You had about 5 different locations this show. So we truly appreciate you weathering the signal storm and hanging out.
Hey, Coach, your car might be a perfect spot for your show locations from now on, man.
Oh, Jerome, if you who got the right to do what, when, where, how, give it real quickly before we sign out.
He did. He said, Jimmy Butler, you have the right to score 40 points on Sunday night and make my Sixers regret not giving you the money you deserve.
I got you. I see why he's on the Jimmy Butler bandwagon, because that's one of the worst moves the Sixers made. As Jimmy Butler said, you chose Tobias over me? Over me? That was a terrible mistake.
I just don't understand that. You got some idiot Hawk fans who think that we want Tobias Harris over some John Collins. I wish Travis would. Boy, if Travis, you on a red rant, you bring Tobias Harris down here. Hear what I got to say.
We'll pass on that rant because we're going to pass on Tobias Harris.
Exactly.
He got my name, but he don't have the game that we needed. All right. Take care, everybody. Be blessed. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. We'll be back. Episode 240 next Saturday, 11 o'clock. Peace and love. We're out of here.